Do you have a favorite drone, but it's a little bit outdated? Well, stay tuned because we're about to change that. G'day, you absolute legend. Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, we're going to be doing something pretty exciting. What we're going to do, we're going to be taking an old classic and sprucing it up to be a modern day masterpiece, a modern day monster. And what I'm talking about right here, this is basically a retrofit of some of our old drones. So you can be playing along at home. We're going to be putting some new components in here, so this is going to be a big part of the review. I've got some, I think they're the MCK motors. Here's one right in front of me. These fancy new MCK motors from RC in Power. I'm going to put a link on the screen. They were sent to me for review, and I thought, you know what? Rather than just review them, stick them on a drone, I want to do a complete refit of one of my all-time favorite drones, the America right here from Catalyst Machine Works. And I don't even know if you can still buy these. You're going to have to check it out in the links down below, do a bit of a Google. But this has to be, I would say, a drone that really holds a special place in my heart. I've never felt faster than when I've been flying this. I guess this was probably a couple of years ago now, but this was probably when I was at my peak performance cruising around. So we're going to do a bit of retrofitting today. We're going to take this apart. I'm going to try and cram some DJI in here or some digital. I'm going to put on these new motors, do a couple of little extra things, change the receiver out, that sort of stuff. And then most importantly, take it for a spin and turn this old classic into a modern day monster. So let's kick it off. I guess a quick look at these motors, the ones we are going to be putting on right here. Hopefully this is in shot in the roof cam. These MCK motors from RC in Power. They are 2207s, 2100 kV. So we're going to be rocking this on a 6S pack. Originally, I've got some old school Brother Hobby motors on here. This was made for a 4S, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes on a 6S, cruising it around, and yeah, I actually can't wait. So with the magic of editing, we're going to clap my hands together and see what this looks like. So we've got our dirty old drone right here. Let's see what it looks like in 3, 2, 1. Boop. Rightio, here we are back. Thank you very much, editing. It's been about 10 days since I started this project, and I'm finally back here in the studio filming the follow-up. Sorry for these crazy flies that are flying around. Don't know if you guys have marsh flies or anything like that over there in the US, but they're very painful if they happen to bite you here in Oz. Anyway, here we are. We've rebuilt America as a modern day monster, and we've got some MCK motors on the outside. Going through some of the components, it looks absolutely swish. I know I was a bit, look, I could have done this as an analog drone, and hopefully this is going to be in shot here in the roof cam, but I wanted DJI because I think they do have great images. Say what you like about DJI, but the footage you get back from them when you're just flying around, it really is beautiful. So I had to strap a Vista to the back of mine. Maybe there will be a new pod that I guess I can design, or talk to Catalyst Machine Works or something that comes out the back. Inside, I think we have, it's either a Zeus or a Typhoon flight controller. I might have thrown out the packaging once I did all the cleanup because this bench was absolutely stacked with different drone components, all that sort of stuff. But anyway, it's a BioHeli 32 ESC in the middle. More than enough to handle it. It's going to be rocking 6S packs if we're cruising them around, and you're about to see, and I also bound it up to a crossfire receiver because I had a brand new one of those lying around I should say, and I've been flying this thing so much. It is an absolute beast. It screams in the air. The MCK motors on the outside with a 6S pack are absolutely stellar. So let's do it now. Let's show you how this drone performs. You'll see me drop the throttle. I put some pretty aggressive props on the outside. So these are 50-42s. And yeah, they just go really well combined with this. We're going to do that now. We're going to show you some flight footage and then cut back. And I'd love to know what you guys think. And usually I don't normally plug, sorry for these, my patrons, but thank you so much to them. So if you would like to support the channel, the link's down below, and it is greatly appreciated. So if you go check that out as well. Let's do it. Let's scream this America around and have some fun in 2023 with one of the best drones from 2017. It's a pretty old design, but you're going to see. It's more than capable of keeping up today. Rightio, here we go, cruising around a little blip of the throttle right there. This is an absolute rocket, and I tell you what, nothing makes me feel like an old man more than taking my skills and putting it in a drone like this. I'd say this is probably a little bit too fast for me. I remember back in the day when I was flying about 100 packs a weekend, I might be able to handle a drone with this much power, but right now it just makes me feel like I'm an old man getting inside a race car, so trying to cruise this around. Maybe I need to make a new track or something. The motors felt great. They came down cool. It flew very, very well, very responsive. I think in a moment you're going to see me try and do a power loop, and I want to just take note of after that blip of the throttle, have a look how much altitude we've gained. It is absolutely ridiculous. Now the America, it's a gorgeous drone as well to fly around. So if you do have one or you can get your hands on one, it is probably my #1 recommendation of choice for my all-time favorite drone. I think it was like the 2017 or 2018 drone of the year. It's a fantastic little craft. I think here's where we're going to do this power loop. Mixed with these props, it just feels fantastic in the air. The dog was very excited to chase it around, although it was a little bit too fast. Come on, Stuart, let's do it. Where's this power loop? I know it's somewhere in this flight we've done. I think we just give it a little bit of a throttle. Oh no, we're about 1,000,000 kilometers up in altitude. So yeah, it has a heap of power behind the sticks, a fantastic little craft. I do wish the Vista would fit inside. Of course, that'll take a redesign of the pod. And when this drone was made, we didn't have digital HD out there. So all in all, I've got to say, fantastic craft. I really liked bringing this back and flying around on one of my all-time favorite drones. And just because a drone is a little bit old, it doesn't mean you can't turn it into a modern day monster. Look at that for another huge power loop with the blip of throttle, plenty of power. So yeah, I really like this drone. I really like these motors as well. Yeah, so there it is. There is my, I guess, rebuild of the America. Big shout out to these guys for the RC InPower for their MCK motors. Going to put a link to them down below, as well as some of the other components. I don't even know actually if you can get the Americas anymore. This motor sort of kicked off, I wanted to do something a little bit special, and I thought, right, what was one of my all-time favorite drones? Let's rebuild this bad boy. It's a pity, I did try to hook the Vista in there and find a way to fit it. I couldn't. Maybe there's a different TPU mount or something, or some other way I can protect it. I think it's going to be okay though. I'm not too concerned. Other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. Let me know if you got this far in the video. Let me know what is your all-time favorite drone, I guess favorite frame to fly. Other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy flying.